Find out season for MAGA is still here. People are still writing in about how they are leaving their MAGA people alone. This person posted in the QAnon casualties, do you still associate with your Q/MAGA family? This person says, hi all. I'm hesitant to post this, but I really need some advice. I'm not looking to be lectured about my beliefs. I simply just want some opinions on how to handle this situation. Since I'm sure many of you have dealt with something similar, sorry in advance if this is too long. My entire family, aside for me and my brother, are MAGA. Some of them I believe to be QAnon associated, but I have no proof, honestly. Their comments just raise concerns. I was raised really conservative, but left my hometown and deconstructed, and now I'm pretty liberal. I consider myself relatively educated on the issues and have a good understanding of politics. My family really does not. They have bigoted and ignorant views that make them drawn to certain aspects of the MAGA culture, and they have historically voted Republican anyways. I actually really didn't think some of them would vote Trump in 2024 because they made several comments about being turned off by him and disappointed in a lot of his campaign comments this go round. I really tried to talk to them about the issues and explain to them how a Trump presidency would actually hurt them. I dissected the lies and rhetoric the best I could. However, they all still voted for him on election day. Clearly, nothing I said mattered because they actually got super loud about their support of him after he won, kind of out of nowhere. They went from being, well, we really don't like him, we aren't sure what to do, to we are supportive of his policies thoroughly. And two family members particularly revealed some disturbing worldviews that I was unaware they had. It was so disgusting to me to hear these things, racist, transphobic, ignorant comments that all stem from right-wing propaganda and are simply untrue. A lot of their talking points I had debunked to them multiple times in the past. I have been full of rage every day since the election, partially because of the outcome, but mostly because I cannot believe my family thinks the way they do. I really didn't think they were this far gone, and I feel betrayed. I guess I had my hopes up they wouldn't vote Trump, and then they did. We got into a massive fight because I was so flabbergasted and disgusted, but they just don't care. I told them I needed to reevaluate my relationship with them because of their beliefs, and they pretty much ignored me and kept contacting me like nothing ever happened. My mother particularly keeps reaching out to me like everything is fine and back to normal. My sister finally got sick of me not responding to her, so she unfollowed me on social media, and I unfollowed her back. We haven't spoken in almost a month. I didn't go home for Thanksgiving, but I wasn't going to go regardless because of my work schedule. Now I am not planning on going home for Christmas because I really don't think I can stomach being around them. I feel like I am so full of rage being away from them, and it will only be worse being around them, and I won't be able to keep my mouth shut. My father almost will. My father also will almost definitely start a fight because he's been doing it for the 8 years we've had Trump in politics. It makes me really sad because this will be my first Christmas not spent with my family, but I just really can't bring myself to do it. I miss the relationship I had with my family, but I feel like I'm mourning who I thought they were. I don't want to be on bad terms with them, but I'm genuinely so disgusted and resentful towards them. Am I supposed to just cut them off and not include them in my life? Or do I just pretend they don't have the beliefs they do? I'm just lost. I want this rage to go away, but it's consumed me every minute since this all went down. I hate myself for how angry I am about the election in general, and I don't want to hate myself even more for potentially losing my family because of it. But my beliefs are strong, and I truly am just so turned off by my family's mindset. How have you all handled similar situations? I think being enraged at people who are bigoted is normal if you have sense and you're a caring and empathetic person. So I don't think that she should beat herself up for cutting off people who are bigots. I think she might have to go through some therapy or, get some books and write out her rage to kind of get over it so it doesn't consume her because this is definitely rage inducing. I I cope by, reading stories and of leopards eating faces. But other people are going to have to cope how they can, because this is going to be a challenging next 4 years for all of us, especially them that voted for this man and they aren't rich and they aren't men and they aren't Christian. It's going to suck, but hopefully the people who voted for him get it the hardest and the quickest. That's my only hope. That's my hope. So this is the next post I got out of the QAnon casualties. This person, I think it's a man, says, Q dad moves back in with my grandpa after 2.5 years, no contact, 10 days before Christmas. He says, just need to vent somewhere. I've been no contact with my dad since June 2022 and have worked on the family farm with my grandpa, his dad, since roughly 2 to 3 months after. For some reason unknown to me or my grandpa, after I went no contact with my dad, he decided he needed to go no contact with my grandpa. And thus, I haven't had much problems working for my grandpa and also not being too bothered about possibly seeing my dad. My grandpa has always been rather solemn about how things went down and frequently asks me if I've heard from my dad almost every time I see him. I tell my grandpa I haven't, nor do I want to hear from my dad. I think because of a mix of my grandpa being old and forgetful and his own desire to patch things up with my dad. I don't think it's ever stuck with him. I don't want to patch things up, and I'm happier without my dad in my life. It's now December 2024, roughly 2.5 years since I went no contact. Today, I got the call I've been dreading. A missed call from my grandpa. He left a voicemail. Your dad and I made up. He's having marital troubles and has moved back in with us. Christmas dinner is always on Christmas Eve at their house 10 days from now and is the only plans we had made for Christmas. Also, I now have the pleasure of informing my elderly grandparents, who have also employed me for the last 2 years, that I will be skipping Christmas with them. I am not about to ask him to kick my dad out. He's their kid who has fallen on hard times, and I don't intend to get in the way of that. But with him living there, I have zero intention to continue working there or to attend holiday events there or to even be there at all. So yeah, I've got absolutely zero holiday plans this year, 10 days before Christmas. I get to tell my grandparents I quit and will be avoiding them for Christmas this year. I get to have Bible verses thrown at me and potentially have to deal with seeing my dad's dumb face again, despite making it clear to pretty much everyone I don't want to. I like how this person is doing these things. He's not going to preach to his grandparents. He knows his grandparents need to do what they need to do, but he's also not compromising and not going to be around his dad that he doesn't want to be around. He's doing what is best for his personal situation, his mental health, whatever. He's pulling back energy and just going to do the best for him, even if it involves taking a back seat or pulling away from his own grandparents. It's unfortunate, but some people have got to do what they've got to do to deal with these things how they can. And this is the final post that I pulled from the QAnon casualties. Frustrated, confused, and sad about parents. My parents have always been conservative. I was raised this way too. Back in 2018, when I graduated college, they started getting pretty into Trump. But once COVID hit, the conspiracies really came out, and my mom especially became a much more angry, judgmental, skeptical, and hateful person. And now I feel like she has a general superiority complex now, not towards me, but just towards the world and anyone who doesn't see the world like she does. It's just so depressing to me. She's glued to screens, has no hobbies, and is constantly wrapped up in this garbage. She was a very loving and nurturing mother, and I feel like the mom I knew is just gone. I don't give a F about anything she says either. I just came home from out of state for my birthday/Christmas, and she suddenly starts questioning parts of the Holocaust. She doesn't deny it happened, but she claims the number of deaths was exaggerated and insulting Jewish people. I mean, what the F? There's always something she says that's inflammatory, and it makes me so angry because I know whatever she's saying is ridiculous, but I don't say anything because I don't know how to prove her wrong. And I know that's not my job, but I don't know how to channel my frustration around this. I'm feeling quite inspired to dive into philosophy. how to discern truth and gain knowledge, and how to know what to believe. I know what she says is wrong, but like with most conspiracies, maybe there is some truth. So I can't outright prove her wrong. I wasn't there to count how many Jews died and how many German citizens were unalived after the war, just today's example. At the end of the day, even if one of these things she said is right, why does it matter? Why not give the energy to the things that actually matter? I do believe that we have been fed some propaganda about things, but that's just part of being alive. I like to live my life in a way where I'm not searching for the evil and deception in the world. I want to nurture beauty, community, love, and growth. Ugh, I'd love to talk with anyone who can relate to me. I don't know how to talk to my friends about this. I'm not sure they can fully relate. So, what is wild about this, all three of these posts, all of these adult children have parents that they have basically lost to MAGA and to the QAnon people. And it's so crazy how many parents, how many older parents have been susceptible to the lies and the conspiracy theories of the right. I am so shocked. No, I'm not shocked. It's just wild that so many people go down these rabbit holes and can't come out, because even when you do try to show facts and different research and different data, they say it's propaganda and you're the one that is wrong in all of this. So I don't even know that these people are salvageable. People just have to figure out how they will live with these new people, or figure out how to deal with it and reduce their rage and mourn the people, their family member that they once were, because this new person has taken over and it's not their loved one. Join the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. If you made it this far and you're not yet following me, go ahead and smash the follow button.